so happy to see that everybody's like, we can see faces, that most everybody is like live and is on, because as we really get to know each other, you're going to find, I like to have conversations with people versus a presentation. I like to learn about you and talk about your business and what you care about and why you're here, and any challenges and obstacles that you have in your business. We want to talk about them. So I'm really glad that you guys are face to face and on tonight on a Sunday.
I know, they're so awesome. They are
stepping up.
Okay, so before I let Cindy jump in, because I know she has some special, exciting things she's doing tonight with her family, I just want to first of all say thank you, Cindy, for taking the time. These ladies are very, very important. They're amazing. I could just go on and on about how smart all of these ladies are. And I have to say thank you guys for taking the time to be on. I hope you can grab some nuggets and knowledge from Cindy. I have been in the Power Up group, the Premier Power Up group, and it has been absolutely amazing to grab some things and be able to put them right into work in my business. Many of you guys know I'm not a numbers person, so I went to Cindy earlier this week and I was like, we're talking about being very intentional about how much we want to make, meaning what makes Posh worthwhile for you. Some people it's $50 your Starbucks coffee. Other people want to make $500 a month. Some people want to make more, and it's figuring out what makes Posh worthwhile for you, and then also figuring out how much time you're willing to put in to make that, so we can really balance that out in your life and figure out, what is a realistic goal? Do you want to push yourself further? So I connected with Cindy, and she was gracious enough to spend some time tonight talking with us about several different things revolving around there. She'll probably share more because she's amazing like that. But before we jump in, I will post the challenge for tomorrow that starts next week on Posh Crew. It is different than the one we had this week. So I will be posting that. It does have the same kind of rewards. This week, if you didn't see it, was Wacky Poshmas. You were supposed to wear your Wacky Posh gear or Christmas gear and go out and share Posh, snap a photo, and the most likes wins. It's about sharing it, getting out to the public, having them engage with you, see the fun you're having, experiencing, or sharing Posh. So we really wanted to expand the brand, show the fun, and enjoy what we're doing. So I'm going to do the awards just really fast before I let Cindy go. First place is Heather Barker Moore, and I'll post her picture up on Posh Crew. She had 170 likes on her post. She chose all the different places she went and shared. Cute outfit. I think she did a lot of it herself. So she was number one. She'll be getting $75 Visa gift cards. So I'll be mailing those out tomorrow. Number two was Morgan Smith. Her and her little peanut were out Starbucks sharing Posh. She will be receiving $50. And last but not least, it was so close. Lindsay Ellison had 30 likes on hers, so she'll be getting a $25 gift certificate. And you guys, this is just a little benefit to give you guys a chance to take this money, put it to something either for yourself, for your family, buy a few Christmas things. And next week when I post this, I won't go over the rules here. When I post this one's hashtag Pamper Your Elf. So let your mind kind of think about what you're going to do with that. Pamper Your Elf will be the same kind of 75, 50, 25 rewards in a Target or Walmart e-card. So you can get it right away and be able to use it for Christmas for yourself or your family. So with that, Cindy, I'm going to mute myself and let you take over, take off this hot hat and let you share your wealth of knowledge. Thank you very much.
Should I start rambling?
Go for it, girl.
Oh my gosh. Okay. Thanks, Shalene. And thanks for inviting me on tonight. And kudos to all of you for being here on a Sunday in the midst of what I know is crazy busy time in all of your families and your lives and everything that you guys have got going on. So gosh, pat yourself on the back for being here live and kind of present to just give yourself the gift of a little time to think about your business and what you want to create from it. I'll give you a little bit of my backstory because I think I'm meeting so many of you for the first time. I am now the National Field Development Director for the U.S. So I'm going to get to know all of the leaders across the U.S. And Shalene and I just kind of clicked immediately when I got to Posh. Like, there's just something so great about her energy and her presence and her entrepreneurship and a business owner and how committed she is to growing a successful business and helping other women do the same. So when she wanted to do something on a Sunday, I was like, absolutely. Are you kidding? Yes, yes. And I know that one of the questions that your team has kind of been having a conversation around are the hours that you want to put into your business per week. And have you really kind of thought about the time that you want to put into your business? Because that's an important first step in so you can kind of take that time and decide where to put it with the biggest bang for your business. And before I kind of get into talking about that, I want to ask you guys, post in the comments, I'm watching your comments here, you know, what do you dream about? What do you fear? What do you want? Why are you a business owner? What's important to you in being a business owner? Because you're all CEOs, you all own and operate your own businesses, right? And you all have got that tenacity and kind of work ethic where you have to go out and build a business. Every single one of you started with a starter kit and no customers, right? Every one of you with a starter kit and no customers. And you had to build a business from that. Shalene is no different. She may be a platinum leader in the company, top of the compensation plan, but she started with a starter kit and no customers and had to build it into something, as all of you are. So what do you dream about? Why are you here? And my next question is going to be, are you dreaming big enough? Like, are you letting yourself really dream big enough? Because I'm sure you have probably heard Eddie's message, Sam's message, Ann's message in creating Posh or making Posh a household name. A household name. When you guys posh the people and you share samples with people, like, they're like, most of the time, do they not say, oh, what's Posh? I've never heard of Posh. I don't know who Posh is, right? But if you went to that same person and said Tupperware, they'd know exactly what you were talking about. Imagine, just imagine what Posh is going to be like when we're a household name. It's kind of exciting to think about because we have so much room to grow. We have such an opportunity to posh the people across the U.S. We haven't even begun to break ground. So as you think about your Posh business, and one of the beautiful things I love about direct selling is you really get to choose if Posh for you is an extra $100 to $200 a month, if Posh for you is an extra $1,000 a month, if Posh for you is more than that, you get to decide. So that's pretty cool. So I always believe that a direct seller gets to sign their own paycheck and decide how much money you want to make. So I put Shalene on the spot a little bit here. And so I got to say thank you first because I am putting her on the spot. But I wanted her to come up and I want to talk about money because money is kind of a taboo topic to talk about, right? You know I was raised by a father who said you never talk about money, politics, or religion. You just don't talk about those things. They're not socially okay to talk about. And it makes everybody uncomfortable. Don't talk about those things. But when I think about money, like, what can't money do for you, right? It pays your bills. It provides security. It creates educational, athletic, travel opportunities for families. And so it's not really the money. It's what money can do for you and your family. That's what really matters, right? And when I look at Posh, and I've only been with Posh 6 months, 7 months. but I've been in direct selling for 24 years. I've made a career out of this industry because of what it can be for anybody. It is an equal opportunity. It doesn't matter where you live, what your background is, what your education is, who you know. None of that matters. All that matters is that you come into the business, you start a business, and you go to work, and you dream big, and you learn in the over the course of 6 months, a year, 6 years, longer, however long, to build a business. So I did put Shalene on the spot because I wanted. She's one of the top income earners in our company. She's at the top of our compensation plan, and because show me by a wave of a hand, a thumbs up. Are you here to make money? Is that like a 100%? You're here to make some money. Do you care about making money? Okay, good. I'm really glad that you say that because we've got to talk about it. 100%. Yes, yes, yeah. Okay, good. Keep the comments going. Encourage me to keep talking about money, that taboo topic. Because I wanted Shalene to come on here and just talk a little bit. She's a big dreamer, right? She came into Posh. She's a big dreamer. She's committed. She's passionate. And share with you guys what it's like to make over $20,000 a month. A month. What's that income like? What does that do for your family? What is that opportunity? Is that a wow? It's a wow. And I'm not, I'm never going to make false income claims or say it doesn't take a lot of hard work or you got to get out there and posh the people. It does. It absolutely does. And I'm going to ask her this question in just a minute. But it's life-changing stuff. And it is here at Posh. At Posh, you could take these amazing products that people love, an amazing compensation plan where you can make a great income, and then you've got incentives and promotion that support you in building the business. So, Shalene, what's it like to make $20,000 a month?
Oh, well, it's like it's not real a lot of times when I see my paycheck coming in. Just for a little bit of background, for those of you guys that don't know me, I come from a family that didn't have money and never had money. So, and it was really hard for me it still is very hard for me to indulge in being able to buy something for myself. I do very well with purchasing things for other people, like at a drop of a hat. But funny story, I have to just say this is, there were times we couldn't buy toilet paper, you guys, that when you had your menstrual period, if you didn't have pads, you used a washcloth. Just being realistic, that's how poor we were growing up. And so my first paycheck of $2,000 to $3,000 was huge for me. And then as I didn't really set my goals on more money to make. I set my goals on to helping other women make money. And in turn, it's helped build my business. But I kept dreaming. Okay, what's it like? I want to open a suite. So my next goal is to open a suite. And I'd focus on that, and I'd work, and I work, and I work, and I'd help other people work and work and work. And I just keep dreaming and thinking of the things just like you guys. And when you do make that money, as long as you're smart about it, each and every one of you guys, I am serious. I started the same place you started. I started with a starter kit that I didn't get everything in it. It was missing chunk bar soaps. The catalogs didn't work like this big and had very few products in it. And Ann will tell you the story. I hated every single product in the catalog when I started. And I still did it. And I just want you guys to be excited about it and just to embrace it because it is so possible. And I'm glad Cindy brought it up because I will never take that and say, oh, I make this much money, because that's not something I would do. But it is truly, if that is your goal, each and every one of you can do it. It has been an absolute blessing for our family.
Well, and I'm putting you on the spot a little bit tonight because, certainly I know what you've done is amazing and the business that you've built is amazing. But I know that absolutely everybody on this Zoom tonight could do the same thing. With what our plans are for 2019 and where Posh is going to go, anybody on this Zoom can do the exact same thing. So I know that over the course of 6 years, 7 years, like things haven't been always easy, have they? You had to do things that you didn't want to do, but you did them anyway because your goal was big enough. What are some of the things that, you know, I don't know if anybody enjoys picking up the phone and calling somebody they don't know, but when you want something bad enough, like when goal is that important, you do it anyway. So can you think of anything that you've done that you've just like pushed forward and said, I'm going to do it because I want it bad enough? Shalene, I'm specifically asking you. I've got a few questions I got to ask you because
Okay.
it's amazing. People don't come knock on your door and say, hey, Shalene, will you do a party for me, right?
No, I'm actually a weird breed, and I talked to Cindy about this. I actually thrive on what I'm fearful with. So that's the reason Cindy's on here, because one of my fears is numbers. I'm not a numbers person. I'm a people person. So I have to figure out if I'm fearful of explaining or teaching somebody, I got to bring someone in to help me because I got to conquer that fear and learn how to get around it. If it's going out and, I mean, if it's picking up the phone, I'm not fearful of that because I've done it enough times because I wanted to conquer that fear. If something's fearful, I almost push into it instead of run away from it. If that's helpful, I think a lot of people tend to hide and avoid it. I'm like, oh, heck no. We're going to go do this until it's not scary anymore because I don't like that feeling, the feeling you feel when your heart races and your palms sweat and your stomach gets sick. And if you've heard me talk before, is don't view it as fear, view it as excitement. I'm excited to do this because I know that excitement is going to produce something amazing on the other end. And sooner or later, it won't be fearful because you'll do it enough. For sure.
For sure. That's stepping out of your comfort zone. And your comfort zone starts out really tiny. Like you can barely stand in this little circle that's around you and it's your comfort zone. But every time you step out, you can jump right back into that comfort zone. But every time you step out and you get a little bit more comfortable stepping out of it, the circle gets a little bigger and a little bigger and a little bigger. You know, the first time you poshed somebody or shared posh samples was probably like way out of your comfort zone. But you get to this place where it's easy to give somebody a pampering package and say, go take care of yourself. You get more comfortable the more you do it, right? So, Shalene, nobody comes and knocks on your door and says, I want to be a consultant or I want to have a party, or you have to go find them, right? Yeah. So how do you, when you've heard no, keep pressing on and keep building your business?
I think one of the biggest things, and we've talked about this a lot, is not, I know the dogs behind me, I know, it's hilarious. But if I didn't, they'd be scratching on the door. Is I don't put my eggs all in one basket, and I try to expand myself in many different directions, meaning to that I'm not comfortable with the people I have. Do I take care of my customers? Yes. I want to take care of my customers because those are my bread and butter right now. But to ensure future success, I have to find ways to expand that. And a lot of times those are doing those events. Those are going out and doing my home parties and expanding myself that way. Is that kind of what you were wanting, Cindy?
Yeah. Meeting new people and going out. Like when you started 7 years ago, you had your friends and family and you had your warm network, but pretty soon, you know, they're not going to buy from you all the time. You've got to get out of that circle. And if you want to grow this amazing company with thousands of consultants, it's going to grow from the people that you don't know today. Like you don't know today. I imagine, Shalene, that many of the people that you work with are people you didn't know prior to Posh. You met them because of Posh, not because they were in your life before you became a business owner.
Yeah, and I actually started my business with the focus of not starting with my family. I did mine differently where I wanted to know I could do it, so I went outside my family first to plant my seeds for my business. And then as I grew, I brought my family along, because I know a lot of people always say, well, my family's not supportive. Well, I didn't give them a chance to be supportive or not be supportive. I just went over the top of them and went out and found other people. And then they came along as they saw my passion.
Yeah, I love that. Thank you. And Alicia, thanks for that great comment in the chats. Some of being an entrepreneur and owning your own business can be really scary. Other stuff happens. And because we have to step out of our comfort zone, we put our business on the back burner. We go, I'll worry about it later. And then a few days passes by, and then a few weeks passes by. And so thanks for that comment. Sometimes bringing it back to the front burner, facing those fears and doing it anyway, because you and your dreams are worth it. You and your dreams are worth it, and you can build that business with Posh. And I could go on and on. Like I've said, I've been in direct selling for 24 years. I have a lot of experience and a lot of knowledge on this industry. And the three things that a company has to have to be successful: you have to have a product that people love, that they will use it and they will use it up and they will want more of it. Do we have that product? And I could really talk about that for 30 minutes, but I'm preaching to the choir with you guys. Do you have a compensation plan that pays people for building a business? Can you earn an income here? We've got that, right? Shalene is an amazing testimonial to that, as well as many of the leaders on the Posh Leader team. And third, are there promotions and incentives that support a consultant going out and building a business? Like free shipping would be a promotion or incentive, or the 12 days of Christmas, or earning a trip, are all incentives and promotions that support a consultant building a business with their team or within a community. So all three of those things have to be in place for a direct selling company to be successful. We have all three of them. You could have a great product and a great compensation plan, but if you didn't have promotions and incentives, you wouldn't be as strong. If you had a lousy product but great compensation and great promotions and incentives, you wouldn't have the business, right? It takes all three of those things, and we have them in spades at Posh. So it takes you as the business owner grabbing this business, owning it, because you own your own business, right? Nobody books parties on your calendar, do they? Does anybody have anybody that puts parties on their calendar? Anybody? No, probably not. So you own and operate your own business. So you have to be really thoughtful in the number of hours that you've carved out a week to make it worth your time, to make it worth, to give you some results. We compete for people's time more than we compete for anything else, right? I imagine if you think about your life or your friends' lives, they're busy. They're working jobs, they've got kids, they've got activities, they've got health, they've got all of these things that they're doing. And then you add these little devices, which make us even crazier because we're constantly being messaged or communicated with or marketed to. It's distracting us. You guys, you can kind of Google or go to TED Talks or watch the studies on how crazy these little devices are making us. It's distracting. So we compete for people's time. When we compete for people's time, we have to think about how do we grab somebody's attention and make them stop and say, oh yeah, my consultant, Posh. I'm a big direct selling shopper. Like, I am such a believer in this industry that much of the products that I buy come from a direct selling company. If it's bags, if it's candles, if it's health supplements, if it's nails, I don't care what it is, I'm going to buy it from a direct seller because I love this industry. And I know that the direct sellers that I choose to shop from are the direct sellers that in a very fun and very friendly way keep their business in front of me in my very, very busy life. They don't stalk me, they don't hound me, they're not pushy, but they keep their business in front of me on a regular basis in a very fun and friendly way that makes me think, oh, Posh, oh yeah, Posh, oh, I've got to get that, oh, I need a gift. And I think of them because their business is in front of me. So we want to be thinking about how are you in front of your customers in a fun and friendly way. You've got free shipping right now. How is that in front of your customers with a great graphic? Need great gifts. We've got until Monday night, tomorrow night, for holiday shopping. But sometimes we think, well, I've already posted that in my VIP group, or I've already talked about that, or I've already messaged that person, and so we pull back with that fear of being pushy. You're not, if you are keeping your business in front of your customers in a fun and friendly way. So I want to challenge you guys, and you probably already do. Shalene just added me to your group tonight, so I haven't seen how you guys share your great ideas with one another. But hopefully you're sharing how you're talking about your business with, with each other. So you guys can take ideas, build on ideas, and collaborate and continue to share and keep your business in front of your communities in a very fun and friendly way. Don't think you're stalking people when you're talking about something fun and like we're pampering products. What could be more fun than that? All I've got rolling in my mind right now, and this is not on my thing that I want to talk about, but the day after Christmas is such a hectic time. Shalene, have you guys already talked about this? The day after pampering?
Nothing. First time
I can't hear
going
you.
into town, and the other guy talking to
Can't hear you, Shalene. You're muted.
Not yet. We're getting through the shipping portion right now, the cutoff time, and then we'll move on to talking a little bit about the crazy after Christmas planning we've planted our seeds for January. We have things going like that, like talking about the gift cards, Kohl's Cash or Posh Cash. We're doing things like that to plant our seeds to be ready for January. But we've also started talking about picking the day that you're ready to go back to work, that it's okay to take a few days to rest, relax, enjoy your family, but being intentional with picking the day you're going to come back to working your Posh business, because you don't want that to go on too long, because it is kind of like those wham, bam, we just got to get back into it.
Right, and I'm sure you'll have the retired list, and you can do the last chance, get it before it's gone.
Flash sales.
What I was thinking about for the day after was to be in front of your customers today and tomorrow, the rest of today and tomorrow, with the perfect gift to put under the tree for the busy women that you have in your life right now would be the gift that they get to open the day after Christmas. So it has a little tag that says, "Do not open till December 26th," because we as women and moms and wives and families, like, we work so hard to make a beautiful holiday for our families, right? That by December 26th, we're a little tired and need some pampering. So buy 5, get 1, you can get 6 products. You can split them up into 2 December 26th gifts for the women that need pampering the day after this busy holiday. So you can keep that kind of in front of your customers between now and the end of the day tomorrow, just for those last minute sales that can be shipped directly to your customer. They don't have to go through you because it's free shipping, right? And you can just be sending those out all over the country. So that was a total squirrel moment to be talking about that. Let's get back to what we're here to talk about, which is 10 to, let's say, is 10 to 15 hours a week kind of an estimate? Pop in the comments for me how many hours a week you like to work your Posh business. Give me an idea of the hours that you have carved out of your precious time. What are the hours that you have carved out to build your Posh business?
So a little of this, as the girls are typing, bounced off of that post that I put up on Posh Crew regarding how much you want to make and how many hours you are willing to devote. I saw a lot of people in that 10 to 15 hour range. So yeah, just kind of let us know. Yeah, so that's about where they're going right now.
Okay. Tony's got some big goals. Awesome. Look at that. Okay, 10 to 15, 15 to 20, 20 to 30. Hey, Kelly. Hi. Didn't see you down there. This crazy circle. Hello. 40 to 50, 40 to 50. That's a good chunk of time. Lots of events. 75 hours this week. Okay, 25 to 35. I just started, but I can work at least 20 hours a week. Okay. If you want to change your future with a business opportunity, you want to carve out those hours and be really thoughtful that you're doing the right thing with that time into the business. Write this down. If you've got something to write with, write this down. Your business grows in direct proportion to the number of new people you meet and share the posh opportunities. Your business grows in direct proportion to the number of new people you meet and share the posh opportunities. And by opportunities, I mean to be a customer or a consultant. It is all about meeting new people and being excited about what you have to share when you share posh with them. And it's endless. It's an endless sea of people that you get to talk to, because posh is in no way a household name. If I could give you a quick example of this, hang on, I need my calculator to do this. Let me just give you a small example to get you kind of thinking numbers like I'm thinking numbers right now. I live near Seattle, Washington. So in Washington State, we have 2.8 million households in the state of Washington. 2.8 million households. Okay, follow me on this. If 5% of the households in the state of Washington, just 5% of the houses in Washington had a posh party, it would be 140,000 parties. 140,000, right? Could never happen, right? Well, maybe. Let's dream big, right? So let me give you another number. Whoops, wrong button. Hang with me, hold on. So if 1% of the households in Washington State had a posh party, it would be 28,000 parties. Half of 1% of the households just in Washington State had a party, it would be 14,000 parties. 1/4 of 1% of the households in Washington had a posh party. No repeats, 7,500 parties. Like, we haven't touched the surface, and that's just in Washington. You guys have the communities in which you live, the local live communities where you live. You also have your online communities, right? You have friends probably online that you've never met in person, but you'd call them a friend because you're connected on social media somehow, right? So you guys have communities in which you live and work. Every person you know knows 200 people you don't. And social selling is meeting people through other people, right? Like, it's endless, the number of people that you could work with. You'll never run out of people to talk with if you're networking, offering great customer service to your customers. And I identify that. So as I think about working with customers, and I was in the field. I built in the field with a company for 15 years. I built a multi-million-dollar business working in the field, just like you are now. And I did it for 15 years. I raised my kids with a direct selling opportunity. They were 8 and 10 years old when I started in direct sales, and now they're in their 30s. But when you're really working with your customers, the 3 things I like to think about are, do my customers know me, like me, and trust me? Do my customers know me, like me, and trust me? And when they do, when I've built that kind of a relationship and connection with them, they'll refer people to me. They'll open up their address book. They'll begin to share my business with their friends, because they know me, like me, and trust me. And so every time you think about one of your customers, ask yourself that question. Do they know me? Do they like me? And do they trust me? And that builds over time. We build those connections and we build those relationships with people. And you want to, because that's when they're going to introduce you to the 200 people that they know and you don't. And you want to know them, right? And so this might sound a little tacky to say this, but that's okay. You want to tap the networks of the people you do business with, don't you? You got to tap that network and meet those people. And you do that through great customer service and making sure that whatever somebody says yes to, whether they say yes to being a customer, a hostess, or a consultant, you make sure their experience is amazing. If they've bought products, they love them and enjoy them. If they're a hostess, they have an amazing party. They get tons of free and half-price products. And if they're a consultant, if they say yes to joining you in business, they come in and they launch their business right away and they make money right away and they're really enjoying Posh as a consultant, right? So we build those types of connections and then you meet people through them. So if you're a consultant and your goal is to make a few $100s a month, you want to build your customer base so you can have more people shopping from your online store 24/7. You're open 24/7 even when you're sleeping. So someone squeezes out their last drop of BFF on a Sunday night at 11 o'clock, they can grab their phone and they can just order and it's shipped right to them in California or Florida or Illinois. They don't have to live in your backyard, right? Just regularly shop from your store. If you're here because you want to build a bigger picture, you want to move into leadership with Posh, build a team, yes, I like that, make some money, then you're looking for both. You're looking for customers and consultants, right? In today's world, people like to have choices, right? People want to decide what's best for them. When I think about sharing Posh, and I think most of you were probably around when we did Posh the People last summer. Smartest incentive, smart, is to get out there and Posh people that you don't know in order to build your customer base. Posh the People was amazing. That was super smart. That was right after I got here and I was like, that's brilliant. That's a smart way of thinking, and it's really smart to direct consultants to that kind of a mindset, especially with our products. It's so easy. But when you meet new people, a system that duplicates, and by duplicate, I mean you can do it and you can teach other people to do the same thing, is to always offer both being a consultant or a customer to everybody you meet. It's to offer both, not either or. Sometimes we feel more comfortable talking about product and it's an easy sell because it's such great products. So when we meet somebody and we're handing them samples, we tend to talk product. Here's what's great about Posh products. It also keeps us in our comfort zone. It's easy for us to talk about. We also prejudge people. When we meet somebody for the first time, we immediately kind of size them up and think, oh, she's probably just going to be interested in products. I'll just talk about products. If we're building a business and we really want to build a team, we get excited about sharing Posh and we know what a gift the business opportunity can be. So we tend to just talk consultant. Join me, get the kit for $99, give away the product if you don't want it, gift the product if you don't want it, but it's $99 to enroll. Just jump on in and try the business in hopes that they'll get excited about Posh and decide to build something. A better way to share Posh, she offered both. S. Pinkerton, where are you? There you are. She offered both. Talking about the product as a window into the consultant opportunity. Yes, Laura. So, what's your first name, S. Pinkerton? Type it in the comments. I'm going to have you come on for a second. Stephanie. Hi, Stephanie. You're probably going to be the example I'm going to want to use tonight. I always get to meet at least one of you. When you're meeting somebody for the first time, you never know if they desperately need some pampering in life because they have a totally stressed out life, or if they're living paycheck to paycheck in debt up to their eyeballs and need an income opportunity. You have no way of knowing what somebody needs, right? So we have to be attached to what it is we have to offer and let them decide and let them tell us what they want to hear more about. Now, when I'm meeting somebody for the first time, I've only got about 30 seconds, maybe 40 seconds to push somebody and give them some samples and then send them on their way. We don't have a lot of time. So how do you offer both? And then ask a question so you can follow up. And I'll give you an example of what I would say. And I hope somebody on here, Shalene, Kelly, somebody time me and come back and tell me how long it takes me to share both. So I'm out and about. I could be at my kid's school. I could be in the grocery store line. I don't care where I'm at, but I have an opportunity to posh somebody and I'm going to give them some samples that of course have my name, phone number, and website attached to them, right? And I'm going to say, oh my gosh, Posh is just this amazing company. We have the most amazing products that are going to pamper you from head to toe. Wonderful, like you deserve to be pampered products. They're made in America. They're naturally based. I can get them to you really quickly in just a few days. But we've got a great business plan. We're kicking it in business. Business is great. We're making extra income and having a ton of fun doing it. What can I tell you more about? So I shared just a few seconds of each, and I don't know if anybody timed me when I said that, but I think it was under 40 seconds, 30 seconds. I shared a bit about the products. I shared a bit about the consultant plan, and I asked the question, what can I tell you more about? Because I'm in love with both. I'm in love with the product. I'm in love with the business. What can I share with you that you're going to love? So it's not a yes or no question. It's not I'm not talking about just what I'm comfortable talking about. I'm going to find out what they're interested in, and I'm going to let them lead the conversation. And then doesn't it feel a little bit more natural? Let me ask you this. Have you ever been sharing Posh with somebody and talking Posh, and you can't tell if they're interested or not? Like you can't tell if they're really listening or if they want to have the conversation, and that's when we start to get that ick feeling of pushy. Or does she want me to keep going? Should I keep talking about this? What do I do? But if I love both the products and the consultant program, and I talk about them like that, like they're both great. What can I tell you more about? I let this prospect or this lead the conversation. Now I will tell you, the more time something takes, the less often you'll hear yes. So purchasing products is a pretty easy yes. Hosting a party takes more time, so you're going to hear yes less often. Well, starting a business requires even more time, so you're going to hear yes less often to the consultant plan than you would purchasing products, right? We know that. We know that. So don't take that as a sign of what people are most interested in. You just have to know, right? We compete for people's time. You just have to know that's numbers. That's the numbers of this business. If I talk to 10 people and all I talk is product, I'm going to get some customers. If I talk to those same 10 people and I offer both the things I love, products and the consultant program, I'm going to get more from those 10 people. I'm going to get more business from those 10 people than if I just talk about one or the other. Here's the trick. You've got to find what's comfortable for you to say. What is, like, if you were to meet somebody tomorrow and hand them some samples, what would you say to offer both the consultant and the customer opportunity and ask the question? I know for a fact this is going to trip off your tongue before it rolls off your tongue. Like you're going to be like that, what do I say? What do I say? So you've got to take time and write it down. Figure out what sounds good to you. What do you love most about Posh products that you would want to share with somebody that you're just meeting? What do you love about the business that you would want to share with someone you're just meeting? Remember, you got to keep it under 30 to 40 seconds. And then how do you ask the question? What can I tell you more about? So I'll say it one more time, just so you can hear how I would say it. So I'm meeting somebody, and maybe it's a busy mom with 3 kids hanging off of her at the grocery store, and she needs some pampering. Maybe it's a coworker that has just been working a ton of hours. It doesn't really even matter who it is. I'm excited about Posh. I'm excited about our products. I'm excited about the business. So I'm going to say, I got to send you home with some samples, and I hope you can carve out like 30, 40 minutes in the next day or 2 to pamper yourself. They're amazing. Like, you're going to feel so pampered head to toe. They're naturally based. They're made in America. Seriously. And it's just a sample of what's in our full line of pampering products. We've also got a business plan. We're kicking it in business. We're making great money. We're having a ton of fun. I'd love to tell you about one or the other. What interests you? What are you excited about? What sounds fun to you? And then most of the time, like I said, they're going to say products. Tell me about the products. What's in here? And that gives me permission, right? Now I can talk about it because I've got the okay. And it's doesn't it feel more authentic and kind of natural to talk about? And I've got her kind of okay to talk about it. So now I can talk about the products. So Stephanie, jump on. Tell me how she offered both to you. Can I unmute you? There you go. You're unmuted.
Hi.
Hi.
I was part of a online Facebook group party that Shailene was helping a friend of mine with and helping her host it, and I just jumped on the Facebook group and once I got to Audrey was helping Shailene. So once I got talking to Audrey about the products, and she just said, nobody in your area is a Posh consultant. Would you be interested? Thinking back about it, she said several of the products that I was interested in at the time were included in the starter kit. So she kind of sold me that way. You can get this many products plus the ones you're already interested in. So that's what hooked me.
Okay, so that started you loving the products, and you saw a great product deal. What made you decide to build the business?
I had never even tried the products. I just went on board right away.
And went to work.
She said the products I was interested in were in the starter kit. And so I said, okay, let's just do it.
Right on. That's great. Offering a choice and let people choose what's best for them. So it feels authentic. And if our goal or our objective is to make a connection with somebody, like find common ground with somebody, begin that relationship. Do they know me, like me, trust me? That connection is based on what's in it for them. What interests them? What are they excited about? And when we ask that question, we make that instant connection with them. So write this down. Here's another thing I want you to write down. I'm attached to what I'm offering, not the person's answer. I'm attached to what I'm offering, not the person's answer. So if you love Posh products and you believe in the opportunity here, that's what you're excited to share with people. You're sharing something you believe in with somebody you think can benefit from it. We get nervous to share something when we're worried about rejection, when we're worried about their answer. What are they going to say to me? So I want you to be attached to what you have to offer and not worry about what they're going to say. You're going to hear no. You're going to hear no a lot. Who cares? You're looking for the people who will say yes. And you've got to plow through the no's to find the yes people. But like I said, there's hundreds of thousands of people that are going to love Posh. you've got to go out and find them. They're not going to come knock on your door. So you've got to get really attached to what you're offering and get out there and offer it to new people all the time. So let's say you've got 15 hours that you're going to carve out for Posh every week. My best advice for you, and I'm a partier, I believe in Party Plan, and I think being a part of a Party Plan company is super smart because I can meet one hostess and she's going to introduce me to 10 people in one night. Because I'm going to hostess coach really well, so I'm going to meet 8 to 10 people at her party. I'm also going to meet people from the outside orders that she brings in that I'm going to phone up later and say, thank you for placing that outside order on so-and-so's party. I'm going to build a relationship with them too because I want to tap the network of the 200 people that she knows that I don't. So am I going to give great service? Am I going to build authentic, great relationships with people? Yes. But I'm also a businesswoman wanting to build and grow a business. And I want to meet people through people, word of mouth, social selling, connections. And that's how it works, right? So I'm going to be proactive. I'm not going to slow down and pull back. I'm going to be out there. And if I've got 10 to 15 hours a week, I want 4 to 5 hours a week holding 2 parties. That probably knocked you out of your chair when I said that, right? 2 parties a week would be 8 parties in a month. Whoa, where would I find those hostesses? That sounds big, right? So start small and grow from there. And let me show you something. Hold on. I got to find a piece of paper. Hold on. I got to grab it out of my printer. I wasn't planning on doing this. Wasn't planning on doing this, but I'm going to do this because this is why Party Plan works. Holding parties really works. And it can. Okay. Let's say you go into January with 5 parties on your calendar. And I don't care if they're live or Facebook. They've just got to be like real parties. And I consider it a party when there's a hostess, a date, a time, and a location. That's when it's a party. That's when it's firm. If they're like, yeah, I'll have a party in January, but I'll have to get back to you on the date. Not a party. It's got to have those 4 things: a hostess, a date, a time, and a location. Then it's a secured party, and then you want to start hostess coaching. So let's say you go into January with 5 parties on your calendar. Okay? 5 parties on your calendar. Now, we're in Party Plan, right? Postponements and cancellations happen, don't they? People cancel, life happens, that's okay. Out of those 5 parties, you held 4. If you thought to yourself, for every 1 party I hold, I'm going to add 2 parties to my calendar. Usually, we replace 1 party with a party, right? But if you just tweak that thought to, for every 1 party I hold, I'm going to add 2 to my calendar, what would happen? Well, first, let me show you what happens if you only book 1. If you only book 1, you go into the next 30 days with 4 parties, right? Because you booked 1 party per party. Postponements and cancellations happen, so you held 3. You go into the next 30 days with 3 parties. Postponements and cancellations happen, so you end up with 2. If you just tweak 1 thing, and that is to book 2 parties per party, you start out with the same 5 in January, you hold 4, but you're going to book 2 parties per party, so you go into the next 30 days with 8, right? Postponements and cancellations happen, so you end up with 6. Okay, I'm going to book 2 parties per party. I go into the next 30 days with 12. How many are going to hold? Maybe 9. Would you be happy with 9 parties? And it's just one little tweak to your way of thinking. So if every single party I hold, I add 2. If I can book 2 parties at a party, great. If not, I'm going to find that second party somewhere else through my customers, through networking, through holding my own in-home party with a new product line or whatever. You're going to get creative and you're going to plan for it. But if you make that one little tweak, you will build a strong party business. And if you could take 5 hours a week to hold 2 parties, you won't have to do anything else for the week when it comes to sales. Because 2 parties a week great sales, right? You'll hit the sales you need for a monthly award. You'll meet people at all of these parties. So you're going to sponsor 1, 2, or 3 people, which hits your MA. You'll be growing your business. You'll be growing a team. And my belief is that if you're at a party for more than 2 hours, 2.5 hours, you're partying with the folks at that time. And that's okay. We meet people. We like to party with them. We want to stay and have a good time. But a party should be no more than like 2 hours, right? 2.5 hours max. So if just think about your time, 10 to 15 hours a week. If 5 of those hours we're holding 2 parties or 2 events, parties are guaranteed income, sales, and they vary. You know, sometimes you have a flop, sometimes you have a great one. You just want to make sure on average, you've got about a $500 party average, right? $500 party average here at Posh is about 8 orders. Right? 8 $60 orders, and you're up there. Most important thing you can do when you look at your calendar is to say, where are my income drivers this month? Where am I generating revenue this month? Where am I bringing business in, or this week? Where am I bringing it in this week? Does that seem overwhelming to think about 2 parties in 1 week? It does, doesn't it? Okay. So start small. Start with 1 party a week. It could be live, it could be online. But what you can do in 2 hours at a party takes you all week to try and do with $20 here, $20 there, $20 here, $40 here, $60 here. Right? It takes you all week to do what you can do in 2 hours. So if you think about really being smart with your time, parties are really smart. So you've got to get over that hump, get excited about what you have to offer, products or a business plan. You share them both. You ask, what can I tell you more about? You begin building those relationships and those connections. Parties should sound fast, fun, and easy to do. Fast, fun, and easy to do. Again, we compete for people's time. So if they think we're going to keep them there for 4 or 5 hours, let them know it's a couple hours. It's fast. It's fun. You're going to pamper yourself. You're going to kick back, relax, and you can add a theme to it, whether it's about a pedicure or a manicure or a mask or whatever you like to do. But you're going to pamper yourself. You're going to relax. You're going to laugh with your girlfriends. Have a good time. It's going to be fun. And of course, for you, you want them to be easy because you want your hostess to think, I could do that too. That was easy. I could do that too, right? Your hostess is your best opportunity for a new consultant. So you want it to be easy. So fast, fun, and easy. And if you have time for your business during the week, that is where you will get the biggest bang. It could be live in someone's living room. It could be online, however you want to do it. But parties are the best way to invest your time in building your business. It's where you're going to meet the most people. You also want to carve out some time to, well, let's just think about that for a second. Let me go back before I switch topics. If you have 5 parties a month with a $500 party average, that's $2,500 in sales. Now, depending on your level in the compensation plan, 25% is $625 income. 5 parties is about 2 to 3 hours per party, and then maybe an hour of hostess coaching and closing it up. So 5 parties times, let's just say 4 hours, which is generous, right? That's 20 hours all month to make $625, right? Which is great for 1 month. But when I think about that in the bigger picture, 5 parties and you meet 8 new people, so 40 new people to build and grow your business with, it's more of the bigger picture of the people that you're going to meet at that party, the future orders that you're going to have. Our product is addictive, right? I mean, once you love it, and then you order more and more. So it's that repetitive customer opportunity. And Shalene, you might be able to jump in here or know somebody that's on the Zoom tonight that has a party chain. And a party chain is where you hold one party and then it splits off and you start meeting because of that one party. It like chains on for a year or two because of the people that you continue to meet as a result of that one party. Kind of amazing how they work, party chains work. Okay, never had anybody say yes to hosting a party. Let me answer that in just a second. Jen, do you have any friends that are also direct sales people? Would they trade you for a party? They host one for you. Oh, I see you're answering her question. Okay. So I think in booking parties, if anybody, so if somebody is in love with the product, so I've asked that question, do you love the products? Do you want to hear about the business plan? What can I tell you more about? And they say, oh, products. Great. Oh my gosh. And then I share a little bit more about the products that I love. And I'm saying you can get them for retail. You can get them for free or half price. What sounds better to you? So I'm going to ask that question again. Do you want them for free or half price? Then let's pamper your friends. Are your friends living crazy, busy lives? Take a couple of hours. You can kind of tailor it to the person that you're talking to, whether they'd want to open a bottle of wine or have muffins and coffee on a Saturday morning. But that's kind of how I would narrow the time down. If you've got somebody thinking about it, going, oh yeah, that might sound a little fun to pamper my friends with a face mask party. My next question would be, well, gosh, you know your friends better than I do. Are your friends weeknight partiers where they want to go out on the weeknight and have fun, or are they more of a weekend partier? They really busy during the week and would need a weekend. But again, I'm asking a choice question. 100% of the time, this person is going to know if they want a weeknight or a weekend. They'll say something like, oh, it'll have to be a weeknight. You'll never get my friends. They're so busy on the weekends. They'll never come on the weekend. They'll tell you. Or they'll say, oh no, I'm up doing homework with my kids during the week. It'll have to be a weekend. And then you can say, okay, well, when you think of your friends, are they a Saturday night partier where we're going to open a bottle of wine and kick back and light some candles and have a face mask? Or are they more of a Saturday morning muffins and coffee? What do you think they'd enjoy more? 100% of the time, they're going to tell you, oh, my friends are never going to get up before 10. It's going to have to be at night. Great. Well, I have this Saturday night open. Does this work for you? And you just help them narrow down first from a weekend to a weeknight. Then if it's a weekend, morning or night. And you just help them narrow down our really busy month. Because imagine if you tried to think about your next 30 days, you'd be like, whoa, can't even tell you. I have to have my calendar in front of me to narrow it down. But if we kind of help them think about it and then say, well, I've got these 2 dates open. We help them choose a date, right? So weeknight, weekend, morning, night, what works best? Tell me about your friends. What kind of party do you think they'd love? Right? So it's just in offering it and finding out, what they're interested in. So once you know it's products, then it's, boy, they're really affordable. Most of the product line is under $20, but you can even get it all for free or half price. Why don't we pamper your friends? Open a bottle of whatever they would love. Give them a little pampering, a little relaxing. You can earn free and half price products. Fun. Fast, fun, and easy, right? So Shalene, I've kind of rambled on for like well over an hour now. Seriously, I could talk about Posh all night long, but I imagine you guys have families and a life. It's only 6 o'clock in Seattle, so still early here.
Well, thank you so much for taking your time out tonight and spending it with us. I think a lot of us, it looks like, got a lot of good nuggets of knowledge that we can take and put into place in our businesses. So we really appreciate you taking the time and doing that. For the ladies that are on here, I will, it'll probably take a while. It'll download to my computer. I will upload it either to my YouTube or to Posh Crew. If you want to share it, I would recommend re-listening to it. I've already written down some things that I want to go back and re-listen to. And I'd love to hear kind of your takeaways on the Posh Crew page. I'll start a thread there, and maybe we can just keep expanding what we've talked about here in the next month or so.
Well, and I think what's important, coming together and kind of talking and brainstorming and thinking things through, having this conversation tonight is one thing. Putting it into action is entirely another thing. And so that's the next step for you guys, is what Shalene just said. What's your takeaway? And then how are you going to implement? How and when are you going to implement? Are you going to write out what your script sounds like for you? And you got to say it out loud 10 times to somebody, right? And you're going to feel dorky when you do it. Everybody does, but you're going to do it anyway because your goals and your dreams are worth it and you want it bad enough. Like all of you raised your hand for more money, right? So these are some of the things you're going to have to say, I'm doing it. If you want to be building that business and up into leadership and some of the amazing incomes that Shalene, thank you for letting me put you on the spot at the very beginning of our Zoom tonight, and talk money, because this is what's going to do it, is getting out and meeting new people. And like I said at the beginning, your business grows in direct proportion to the number of new people you meet and share the posh opportunities. Being a customer or a consultant, you've got to get out there. They're not going to knock on your door. You've got to go find them, and it's endless. Okay, here I go again. I'm going to start going.
Well,
again.
and it's so funny you say that, because I always go back to the, thinking, okay, if I wasn't selling posh or a consultant, or let's say it's just something else like a mascara I picked up at Target, and I tried it and I loved it, what's the first thing you would do with it? You go tell your friends, and and then they would want to buy it, and then they're going to try it, and they're going to tell their friends. And we have that chance right now with an amazing product line that if you just share it with people, they're going to share it with other people. And we just got to get out of our own way. I kind of feel like we get too scared that someone's going to judge us. But really, you guys, if you found a hand cream you loved, the first thing you would do is share. Oh my gosh, you got to try this. Or have you tried this? You need to try this. Oh, try mine. And it becomes more natural because you love it enough to be able to share it with others. So I always try to tell myself that. Would you share this with somebody? Oh, heck yeah, I would share it with somebody and be excited about it.
You just reminded me of something else. Can I share one more tip with you guys? Just one more, promise, and then I'll be done talking. So you probably have VIP groups of customers who love our products, right? So go in there tonight and just do something fun with them and say, what's your favorite product and tell me why? And so they're going to share their favorite product and tell everybody why. So you're going to ask your customers, can I quote you? Can I quote you? And that it's just first name, last initial. You're not going to tag them and blast them all over social media. You just want to collect the reasons your customers love posh products. So you open up a Google sheet or an Excel or a doc or whatever you want to, and you're going to start writing these down. Cackle spackle, so-and-so loves it because. Can I be? So-and-so likes it because. BFF, so-and-so likes it because. And you're going to start collecting the reasons your customers love a product, sort it by product, and then when you are sharing product, you're not sharing posh products from your point of view. You're going to share it from your customers. So let's say that I want to share BFF. I take a picture and I'm going to say, let me quote 3 of my customers who love this product. Here's why they love it. And you're going to hashtag another happy customer. So it's going to be your customers talking about what they love about our products, not you. So your VIP groups, they're going to share a ton of great stuff with you. They're going to share why they love Santa's Little Healer or Fizzies or whatever it is. You want to ask, can I quote you? And start collecting them and using your customers' testimonials to talk product. Not you, it's them saying, another happy customer. Here's another reason people love posh. I got to share this with you guys. It's a, free shipping right now. Get it for free. So you'll really find some common denominators between your customers and what they love, and some one-offs. But use their stories and what they love about the product to share them with other people. Even in your VIP group, you can say, hey, did y'all notice how many people are loving the BFF? Have y'all tried that? So it's going to be their voices, and maybe you all already all do that, but just make sure you're keeping them on a doc and you're like collecting customer testimonials. Okay, that's all I'm gonna say.
All right. Any last minute questions? Cindy's gonna go watch Lights at the Zoo. Is that what you called it? You're going to see Lights at the Zoo?
Yes, called Zoo Lights out in Tacoma, Washington, Point Pines. We have Zoo Lights. They turn like hundreds of thousands of lights in at the zoo. Yeah.
We could put that on cows here in Iowa. Corns, cows, and pigs. It's the light of the night. Well, thank you so much for cow lights. Thank you so much for taking the time to be with us, Cindy. And we will. Oh, Sasha, do you have questions, babe? Hold on. It's not unmuting her.
I'm going to be looking for big.
There, try now, Sasha. What'd she say?
Oh,
yeah. I almost forgot. Thank you. Okay, so one of the things that we wanted to expand over is tomorrow. Sasha posted it in the comment section. They're doing a live opportunity event. So it's another great chance to take the chance to not only see how one runs, but transfer this over with your customers that are kind of on the fence of learning a little bit more about the opportunity. So we will post this. I forgot. So sorry, Sasha. We'll post this on Posh Crew. It takes a tribe. It takes a tribe. And kind of talk a little bit about that. And that is tomorrow night, December 17th at 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. She might be typing something else. Mountain Time, she says. Sorry. 7 p.m. Sasha da Bomb. All right, guys. I will get this uploaded to my YouTube or to Posh Crew so you can share it with your girls. And then tomorrow's morning mingle at 9 a.m. Central Standard Time if you want to jump on that. And we are going to be rocking and rolling out the rest of this week, okay? Congrats to the winners. And I will also be posting the contest for next week. I'm super excited. Pamper Your Elf is the theme. All right. Thanks, Cindy. Have a good evening.